Welcome back to MVP Road Car. Today we're taking you on a full, immersive tour of the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. Inside, out, under the hood. Giving you all the juicy details you need before you decide whether this beast deserves a spot in your garage. Buckle up. When you first lay eyes on the Chevelle SS, it arrests your attention. The silhouette is muscular and poised, with broad shoulders and taut surfaces that speak strength even before the engine growls. The front end commands respect. A wide grille with a dark mesh insert and minimal chrome, flanked by sharp LED headlights that cut deep into the fascia. Those lights use daytime running strips that flow into the grille edges, creating a seamless face. A lower splitter juts forward. On higher trims, you'll find carbon fiber trimming or aerodynamic lips. Hood vents or scoops are functional in many variants, hinting at the ferocious potential hidden beneath. From the side, the long hood and short deck proportions are classic, but modern touches abound. The fenders flare just enough around the wheels, giving it that planted stance. The beltline is slightly rising, lending motion even while the car is static. Door handles are flush in the higher trims, blending into the bodywork. Mirrors carry aerodynamic design, sometimes with matte or carbon accents. The wheel options range from 20 to 21 inches, with designs that vary from multi-spoke to bold split-spoke arrangements, always wrapped in performance rubber that peeks from beneath the arches. Turning to the rear, there's a satisfying presence. The taillights stretch horizontally in a continuous bar motif in certain trims, or split into distinct dual elements in others. The lower bumper is sculpted, integrating diffusers and dual or quad exhaust outlets, large commanding pipes that frame the rear. Some versions may include a subtle lip spoiler or active aero elements for downforce at speed. Overall, the exterior styling succeeds in merging modern aggression with muscle heritage. Once inside, you're enveloped in a cabin that balances retro cues with contemporary luxury. Step in and your eyes drift over brushed metal, carbon fiber inlays, and soft leather surfaces. Contrast stitching runs across the dash, door cards, and seats, giving the cabin a handcrafted feel. The seats are deeply bolstered sport units, thick cushioning interlaced with support to keep you planted in cornering. Headroom and legroom in front feel generous for a performance car. The rear, naturally, is more compact, usable for shorter trips or occasional passengers, but you won't want to spend hours back there on a long highway run. Looking ahead, the instrument cluster is a hybrid of analog and digital. You'll see traditional gauge faces, tachometer, speedometer, but in between, a configurable digital display gives you telemetry, navigation, lap times, and driver aids. The infotainment system centers a large, high-resolution touchscreen elegantly integrated in the dash rather than stuck on top. It supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless connectivity, over-the-air updates, and even performance apps to log runs or monitor engine parameters. The controls are well positioned. Climate toggles, drive mode selectors, and steering wheel buttons lie within reach without feeling cluttered. Steering wheel quality is top-notch. Thick rim, paddle shifters in the sporty variants, a chunky feel that communicates feedback. Sound insulation is balanced so that you hear the engine when you want it, but wind, road, and mechanical noises are filtered out more than in classic muscle cars. That said, under full throttle, you'll get a satisfying growl, reminding you of the car's purpose. Storage is decent. A reasonably sized center console bin, door pockets, and a glove box. The trunk is surprisingly usable for a performance coupe, deep enough for weekend bags and gear. Build quality feels premium. Gaps are tight, materials match, and nothing feels out of place or cheap. The ambience is part luxury, part cockpit, part muscle car, a trifecta many attempt but seldom pull off. Under the hood is where dreams begin. The 2026 Chevelle SS is expected to be offered with multiple V8 engine options. The base SS variant is rumored to carry a 6.2-liter supercharged V8, pushing outputs in the neighborhood of 650 horsepower and 650 lb-ft of torque. Higher trims or special editions may stretch toward 7.4 liters, classic displacement nod to the older big blocks, with outputs nudging 700-plus horsepower in limited numbers. These are strong projections but align with what enthusiasts hope Chevrolet will deliver. The transmission options are likely to include a modern 10-speed automatic or possibly 8-speed in certain trims, tuned for fast shifts and sporty response. There's chatter of a manual version reserved for purists, perhaps a 6-speed, but only in limited edition or performance packs. Power delivery is expected to be immediate, with launch control available in performance modes to manage torque and grip. Brake hardware is serious. Multi-piston calipers front and rear, large ventilated rotors, and in top variants perhaps carbon ceramic discs to handle repeated abuse. Suspension is rumored to be adaptive, allowing for softer settings for daily driving and stiff setups for track work. The chassis itself likely benefits from structural reinforcements and lightweight materials, aluminum substructures, possibly composite body panels, to manage mass. Rumors suggest a curb weight in the ballpark of 1,800 to 2,000 kilograms, depending on options, meaning you get muscle without excess bulk. Driving dynamics are expected to be vastly improved over yesteryear's muscle cars. Body roll should be controlled, steering precise and well-weighted, and the car should reward input with poise rather than punishing oscillations. Traction management, torque vectoring, and electronic stability aids will help tame the beast when required, but the intention seems to be to give an experience, not a nanny ride. Expect 0-60 mph times in the low 3s for the base SS, and possibly sub-3-second figures for higher trims in ideal conditions. In real-world drives, from early reviews and concept tests, the Chevelle SS's throttle response feels immediate. No lag, just power. Mid-range punch is strong, giving overtaking confidence without needing to hammer it into the upper revs. The exhaust chatter is rich under load, settling into a mellow growl when cruising. In cornering, drivers report controlled composure. You feel the weight, but you also feel grip and surety. The balance is less brick on springs and more muscular precision, the kind of car that asks you to explore its limits. Safely, without instilling dread. Fuel economy, of course, isn't the selling point here. Expect figures more generous than old-school V8 monsters, but still modest for a performance machine, perhaps in the range of 15-18 mpg city, 22 to 25 mpg highway, US, depending on configuration and driving style. Electric assist systems or mild hybrid tech may aid efficiency in certain trims, but nothing to suggest full hybridization yet in rumors. Then we come to price. Because Chevrolet has not confirmed official specs publicly, much of the pricing remains speculative. The base Chevelle SS is projected to begin somewhere around USD $50,000 to $55,000. Mid-tier trims with added performance, styling, and tech features might hover between USD $65,000 and $80,000. The top tier, limited edition, high-output models, especially those with carbon ceramic brakes, aerodynamics, or unique finishes, could push into USD $90,000 to $100,000 plus territory. In markets outside the US, import fees, taxes, and localization costs would likely inflate those numbers further. When comparing to rivals like the Dodge Challenger SRT variants or Ford Mustang GT GT500, the Chevelle SS's projected pricing is ambitious but competitive, especially if the performance, build quality, and usability land as promised. Its value proposition will hinge not just on horsepower, but on how broad the usability spectrum is. Fun on track, comfortable on highways, manageable in traffic. Of course, prospective buyers should consider factors outside sheer performance: maintenance, parts availability, warranty, resale, dealership support, and reliability. New cars with high outputs sometimes face teething issues. The real test will be durability over years, not just axle runs, all told. The 2026 Chevelle SS promises to deliver a compelling mix. A muscular exterior that nods to history while embracing modern design. An interior that keeps drivers in mind and balances comfort with sport. And a performance envelope that, if realized as rumored, will make it a serious contender in the modern muscle car wars. Pricing is ambitious but not unreasonable given what enthusiasts hope Chevrolet will bring. If this car hits close to those expectations, it could reignite interest not just in this model, but inspire other manufacturers to push harder.